What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, allegedly A-lease, and on today's episode of The Young and the Chrisless, will Paige finally get rid of that dead weight she's been carrying around all season? It's not the name of it. I'm gonna get this right one day. Come on, y'all, let's talk about Married at First Sight. To all of my returning subscribers and guests, thank you so much for coming back and joining me in this conversation. We've had some really good conversations down in the chat in the previous videos. If this is your first time, I am looking forward to hearing your perspective on how you feel about the entire situation. And if you feel so moved, please feel free to subscribe, hit the notification bell. And if you're feeling what I'm saying, please support your girl and give me a quick thumbs up. Now let's get into it. We open with Eric back at work as a pilot, and Virginia is waking up in their bed at their apartment instead of at her friend's house on his couch. Good job, good job. Haley's hanging out with her friends, and she says that Jacob confronted her and asked her straight up, "Are you physically attracted to me?" And we get a chance to see the clip of it. And her response was, I don't know. I feel pressure. I don't know. I really think she wanted to say, can I call my friends and then I'll let you know? Because you know she only likes them when her friends tell her to. So she says when she walked down the aisle, she didn't really know how she felt. But upon leaving Vegas, she knew that she was turned off by Jacob's actions. So her sensible friend Lauren asked, do you think that you could grow to like and later love Jacob without the physical attraction? And of course, we get that normal blank stare from Haley. Across town, Claire wanted to have a 1990s ghost moment with Ryan, but it comes out to be more of a PBS Bob Ross moment. Ryan says that he's a perfectionist in everything that he does, even if that means being a perfectionist in the arts and crafts department against Clara. Yet you show up every day to filming with that mohawk comb over. People love to talk about Jacob and give Ryan a pass. Not today, sir. Not today. Paige meets up with Pastor Dwight at a coffee shop, and Pastor Dwight throws the best scriptorial shade I have heard all season. He says, and the Bible says, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. That's Chris. Hey, Reverend Chris, just in case you wanted to know, that's James 1:8. Baby, I don't know if Pastor ordered coffee, but he was show pouring some tea, okay? He informed Paige of some stuff that some of us know in real time. Maybe everyone knows by now, but prior to Chris being engaged to Mercedes, allegedly he was engaged years ago to a young lady named Erin. Chris dated her for 6 months, and then he proposed to her. And so it seems to be this ongoing trend of not being able to be stable. That's a word. Pastor Dwight warns Paige that a situation like this could take you really, really high, or it could take you really, really low. And late to the party, Paige says, can't get nothing over on me. Fool me once. But see, now we get into the fool me twice. Ma'am. You so late to the party, you don't even realize this man done got you, okay? You are a whole accountant, know how to count. This man has fooled you at least 10 times this season alone. Now, Inspector Gadget Paige is breaking down the timeline that Chris has put out there for everyone. Now, Paige is like most of us in real time. We don't want to be insensitive to anyone who really has faced the loss, but Chris makes you literally question everything. And so she says, I really question if Mercedes was really with Child to begin with. And that would explain why he's been posting everything but the sonogram this past weekend. He posted the hospital armband that any of us can go and get at any given point. I could walk into a hospital right now, get my temperature checked. They're going to give me an armband. It is what it is, Chris. They want to see more, okay? No one wants to be insensitive to your situation. The problem is you. It's not the situation that people are judging. it's your lies that people are judging. No one trusts anything that you say. And the laughter in Mercedes' voice and face last week causes us to question her as well. Now, Pastor Dwight, who clearly deserves a chair at the expert table, asked the million-dollar question that we all want to scream through the TV and ask Paige. Paige, are you done with Chris? Or will you go crawling back if Chris says that he's ready? And we get that blank stare. Virginia's drink, and Eric go to the golf range. And I'd be doggone. I told y'all this was going to happen. She's complaining about his travel and his lack of communication. She said he communicated, just not to the level that she anticipated. Virginia, I swear I don't think that you comprehend that this man is responsible for hundreds of people's lives, including his own. I would not want to see my pilot texting his wife when we're in the air. I need him to focus on his coordinates. I need him to stay focused, Virginia. What do you think this is? Final Destination? This is not a game that he's playing. This is not some video game where he's sitting at the house and if he loses, he can just start over. My life is not to be played with, Virginia. You knew that this was going to happen. We told you I need my space. Okay, well, you got hours of space. And look what it got you, complaining. Haley comes home with a bunch of clothes for Jacob. And Haley, you are so tacky for doing this. See, you clearly don't know how to have a man you're out of touch, sis. You can't just bring home a bunch of clothes at once and say, here, I'm changing you. It's a gradual change, not a shock and awe. So don't be surprised when he comes home with a new face for you. It's something to be said about someone who sits around and picks people apart. There's something off balance about that person. It's either that you were picked on yourself or you're trying to measure up to others. And so in your mind, you'll never measure up. This is where we get the whole Instagram filters and all of this, trying to measure up to others. Stop picking this man apart. Jacob is actually being a team sport about this because she wants him to give her a little fashion show and try on all the clothes. And so he tries them on, and most of them look a bit lifeless on him because it's just not Jacob's style. And the best way I can explain it is trying to change Bennett and Amelia from last season. Like, they are who they are. They have their own swag, their own style. And it may be quirky, but it's still really, really cute for them. That's who they are. That's their personality. And really, essentially, what she's trying to do is completely change him. And you can do that with gradual touches here and there, but don't totally change this man. Don't worry, Jacob. The ladies on social media are literally lining up for you right now as we speak, of all races, creeds, colors, ages, backgrounds. You're going to have your choice of women when this is all said and done. And you know what? A wise man once made a masterpiece that said something to the effect of what you're going through. This masterful quote says, although I want you bad, I could let you go, because there's a lot of girls out there that won't say no. Oh, that man is a genius. Now, that's anyone who knows that. That's from the late 80s, early 90s. That is the genius, the legend, the king, Bobby Brown. Bobby! See, we all kind of stuck in the 80s and 90s. Jacob addresses the elephant in the room, and that's the fact that Haley up and left after he had the conversation with her, asking her, is she physically attracted to him? And she says, I was just trying to give you your space. Baby, you are married. There is no space. You can go to another room, but there is no space. Unless you're going to work, you better sit there and work it out with him. That's your husband. And Haley goes Karen again. This is upsetting me because you're mad that I didn't come home last night. Yeah, who cares that you were with Paige? Because they showed us a video clip of her and Paige hanging out. But the only reason Paige is hanging with you is because her man's not there. If Chris was there, I guarantee you she wouldn't be studying you whatsoever. Jacob tells Haley straight up, you're just not ready for marriage. Oh, yes, I am. I just need more time, okay? I can't just automatically fall in love with you. Did you say that when you signed your contract? Like, did you put that in small letters under your signature? Because you were gung-ho about being on this show. If anyone wants to go back, And look at the matchmaking special. She was gung-ho. Everything was all roses and dandelions until now. Haley says, I just need some more time. And, and Jacob says, well, at this path that you're taking, you'll have a great friend at the end of all of this. Hey, Paige, come check out how Jacob sets up these boundaries for Haley. Later, the couples get a delivery from the people formerly known as the experts. And it's a delivery of questions to help the couples open up and understand each other's past, as well as perspectives on love. Eric and Virginia discuss the fact that Eric hasn't been in love since his last marriage. And it's because he compares everyone to his ex. And we finally get a chance to understand what may be driving Virginia to drink. And it's the fact that she's had to endure so much pain with the breakup of her family, her mother and her father. And she also fears abandonment and rejection. Eric shares his fear that Virginia may not fully understand what she's gotten herself into when it comes to marriage. Bree and Vince share that they're in love with each other, and that puts a smile on my face. I needed this moment. Jacob, Haley, Eric, Virginia, and Virginia's drink meet up at Jacob's pool. Bree, Paige, Ryan, and Clara join everyone else later, and Jacob gives the guys a tour. And literally, I can feel the list of interested candidates growing for Jacob as they get to the sauna, the indoor sauna inside of Jacob's house. You just wait, Haley. I can show you, but I can tell you. Paige catches the ladies up on the young and the Chrisless, and Clara says, I'm getting whiplash. And Bree says, you can't keep playing with people's emotions like this. It's really getting hard for me to watch. Seriously. In another scene, Ryan and Clara go to a cute little donut shop that reminds me of a place that we have locally here in the Houston, Texas area. It's called Glaze the Donut, and they have donuts where you can put almost anything on it. You can put Oreos, cereal, bacon, Kit Kats, Nerds, literally anything. Snickers, M&Ms. I digress. I'm such a foodie, but I'm in love with this place. I share this excitement with Clara. Now, everything about this scene drove me crazy. Ryan's timing was the worst. Don't ask me about my hopes and dreams and aspirations. I don't care about these producers. I don't care about the filming. I don't care about your questions. Once I take a bite, close your mouth. You're going to have to wait till I get done. Ryan, it was like every time she took a bite, he had a different question or he had a different comment that required her to give feedback or insight. Ryan, you are the worst. This is a donut date, not an interview. Clara says that she got the old timeshare bait and switch. Free donuts if you listen to my seminar. Across town, Vince sets up a daily word list for Bree to help her learn Spanish because this will help further bond the family. And the last word is bicicleta. I think I said that correctly. It's a bicycle. But he says, let me go step outside for a second. And he comes back with the bicicleta. And this comes back to the fact that they had a discussion at the wedding reception, and he said, I like to go biking, and she said, I wish I had a bike. I would love to do that. And so he listened to what she said, and he delivered. I thought it was the sweetest thing. She was super excited. He even said that he ordered a basket for Cookie because Cookie was sitting there cussing him out. Rah, 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 rah. And as soon as he said, I got the basket for Cookie, I swear I did not hear another word from Cookie. Go back and watch. My bad, y'all. Chris and Paige meet up, and Chris said he was mad at Paige from the last meeting with Mercedes, and I can't. Who you mad at? How you mad? Now, this next thing I tell you may not come as a shock to you. It's Chris, so what shocks any of us at this point? But I'm really trying to muster up the strength to even care. Just the mention of Chris's name causes me to lose energy. It's just like a bad vibe. It's like Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. He just keeps popping up. But Reverend Chris says that he no longer deals with Pastor Dwight because Pastor Dwight did not take his side. What? What do you mean, take your side? So let me get this straight, Reverend Chris. You want Pastor Dwight to overlook the fact that you laid it low and spread it wide, got up and told Paige you were not attracted to her, continued to lay it low and spread it wide, brought your ex-fiancé to sit in front of your wife, knew that you were with child before you got on the show. You want him to ignore all of this and take your side. Chris, you and your shirt need to grow up. Paige asks Chris, why are we here? This is really awkward. And Reverend Chris says, I don't have any new revelations. That's because God don't be talking to the devil like that. Paige says, you're wasting my time. And she gets up and storms off. Now, I would have gave you a hand clap or a standing ovation 2 to 3 episodes ago, but nah, sis. Plus, we know you're not going anywhere for real. Now, Paige promptly returns to her seat after production pulls a Matumbo and holds up that contract and reminds the Saints, no, 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 not today. She tells Chris, you got me out here looking all crazy. He did. Episodes 1 through 3. You got you out here looking crazy now. Chris says that he's afraid that someone else will be raising his child if he's not there with his ex. Out here sounding like Tyrese. What more do you want from me? Now, as Chris is explaining this, Chris makes a comment that throws me off, and I'm still trying to process this. It could be days, weeks, months, years when you watch this later, and I'm probably still trying to process it. Chris says, I just want to raise the baby with the mother of the child. But what did you cover your mouth for, Chris? And what does the child mean? It's your child, of my child. And here he comes with that same stupid excuse that he had last time that worked on Paige. And it's the, I'm afraid to be happy. I'm afraid to fall in love. But you sure weren't afraid to show up with your ex and set her right in front of Paige. At this point, Chris puts on some of his best work. I didn't come out here to break nobody's heart. And Paige says, I appreciate your honesty. Ooh, we caught a big one there. It's like he keeps throwing the same fish back into the pond. And he keeps getting the same fish back. Whenever he wants that fish back, he just puts that bait back out there and she takes it hook, line, and sinker. At this point, things get a little weird because Chris is no longer making eye contact with Paige. He's actually looking down at the drinks, so I guess he's encouraging the drinks when he says, you shouldn't be no option. Because I know you're not talking to Paige. Because you the one that made your wife an option. You, sir, made your wife an option. And y'all, things continue to go downhill from there. Chris says, what do you want? And she says, I want you to give us a chance. And he says, we need a reset. She says, I agree, we need a reset. I need a drink. Virginia, bring the bottle. Bartender, Virginia, bring the bottle. Haley plays this same game of getting to know her husband that she plays every week. And of course, we know by the next episode, she'll be turned off and unattracted to him again. Bree surprises Vince with salsa dancing classes, and Vince is embarrassed because he's not learning the dance moves as fast as he would like to. I would have looked at the instructor if I was a guy, and I would have said, listen, as long as she's enjoying herself and I'm enjoying myself watching her, we're all happy. No problems here. But of course, Vince gets that attitude that his sister warned everybody about, but he said he was cool, calm, and collective. Not today. Eric cooks dinner for Virginia, and they discuss her concern with not being able to measure up to his ex-wife. He reassures her that she has nothing to worry about. And after dinner, he plays her a beautiful song, and it's a song that's specifically being made for her. And he also tells her that he loves her. And they embrace. It's the sweetest moment ever. Normally, it's Bree and Vince that win that sweet moment, but on this episode, it was Virginia and Eric. And I was actually happy to see Virginia just enjoy the moment and not create drama. So that's where we leave it, guys. So this is what I want to know. Will Virginia and Eric make it? Or is Virginia in this for all the wrong reasons, as Eric is questioning? And should Bree be worried about Vincent's perfectionist attitude? And do you think it's okay for Paige to give Chris yet another shot? Let's discuss it down in the comments. Until the next time, I'm allegedly A-lease. Peace.